All right, so welcome to Counter Slam, everybody. Tom and Eric here, chatting about some things going on in Mark III territory.
Exactly.
Tom, we both went to Lock and Load, along with Brett and Jose and Jeremy and Joyce and Jeff
And Alan.
a lot of J's in there and
Yes.
Alan. So yeah, and now we're back, and it's funny because Brett and I did kind of the chat yesterday or 2 days ago. Man, I'll tell you, time is just blurring together. And you called me up and mentioned you wanted to chat a little bit too, so we thought
Yes.
we'd go ahead and put together another chat for you guys, just kind of talk about some things going on, our initial reactions to Mark III. Now that Tom and I both have had a chance to get a few more games in.
I've had about 3. You've had about 4.
4, yeah.
Yes.
And then we also want to talk about stuff we got coming up for GenCon, which we'll get to later, because we got a really cool contest going for you guys, and we really want to have you, you guys participate. So, because we got a really cool thing going on, we want to involve you guys with. So, anyway, so Lock and Load. What were your initial reactions? What were some stuff that stood out to you?
So, Lock and Load was pretty cool because it was the first time I ever really traveled to go to a convention, and it was also the second time I ever stayed at a hotel at a convention. So what I really liked was that pretty much wherever you went, there was always War Machine people. Like when you went to the hotel, you'd have to wait for the elevators because there'd be guys with trays coming down in bags. Or like when you went out to eat, you'd have to wait in line with a whole bunch of other nerds. Or just how pretty much we took over that little block of town for a weekend. That was probably my favorite thing.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun, and like I said, seeing everybody there. Now you got a chance to meet a lot of fans of the show and stuff like that. So
yes, that was interesting. So it was the first time I got to meet people from the show, which was strange because I mean it was people watching, I guess. Which
yeah, who knew?
So, I know, right? So I got to meet a couple fans, which was awesome, and then I also got to play against some really cool guys. I'm terrible at names, so let me see if I can remember them. There's Philippe. He's from not Cambodia, but Colombia. There we go.
There's a little bit of a difference
just,
the two.
just a little. I'm not sure if he watches the show yet, but that'd be cool.
Huh.
International audience.
Yeah.
There's Andrew, I want to say. William, I also want to say. And then that guy from Denver with the really good hands that he's like a medical person with. And TJ.
TJ. Yeah.
There we go. Those are the people I played games with. Really fun playing games with them.
Yeah, TJ was awesome, man. He got a chance he held our table for us when we went to go eat and stuff, and just a really great guy.
Yeah. Talk to him about all aspects of the show, things he wanted to see.
I told him we could try to get we should have him on the show if he's ever in town, but I was like, man, we already got a TJ, so
yeah. TJ 2.
Everyone remembers TJ from season 2. Yeah.
I forget. Does that TJ have a beard?
No.
There we go.
No.
Because TJ at Lock and Load has a beard.
Yeah.
Pretty big beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
That's the thing.
No, but just getting a chance to meet all the people, playing against Kyle, which you guys got to see the game that I put up there yesterday. I think it went up, the Cryx versus Zakar, and you guys got a chance to see that game today. If you haven't checked it out, it's on our YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out.
So Zakar, he's pretty bonkers.
His feed is nasty, man.
His feed is very nasty. It's so first reactions to like Mark III, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is my reaction is kind of counterintuitive. It's they nerf condition by a lot, therefore I'm going to add more beasts. And so I've been running just this brick of Sentry, Tiberian, Gladiator, and Bronzeback, and Agonizer. That's the important one. And then like 2 units of support, not even 2 units. One of the units is Beast Handlers, and like solo is all you can fit in there with Zakar. And all you do is you just walk up really slowly, and the one turn they want to come in, you pop Zakar's feet, and you pop the Agonizer bubble, and you just sit there. And Tiberian and the Sentry in melee are 13/26s.
Dang.
What do you do against that? You don't really do anything against that.
Now, Zakar's feat, and I played it at Lock and Load on the show, but what does it do again? It's minus
It
3
is
to
-3 strength, mat, rat, and threshold.
Okay.
Which is awesome because you can go ahead and take 2 agonizers, and one can do the whole -2 strength, so that way you can get the -5 strength total. And the other one can walk up and do the thing where you put a fury on all the different war beasts, and he pops Zakara's feet so they get -3 threshold. So now all their beast frenzy. And the other thing too is that you can go ahead and put Puppet Master on your beast handlers and have them go in and whip a couple beasts. I've done that a couple times.
Okay.
So that way you they have their fury all set and managed, and then you put an extra fury on all their beasts and you whip up a couple so that they have 2 fury, and then they're all -3 threshold, and you can like frenzy a couple beasts really easy.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy did the math, and if and what is it, the Gorax, if a Gorax has a fury on it, like an extra fury on it, and he's under Zakara's feet, for him not to freak out, he needs to roll Snake Eyes. If he has 2 fury on them, he just freaks out no matter what. Like, it's a strong feat against hordes. It's really good against War Machine.
Yeah.
It's really good against hordes.
that was like crazy when I played against Kyle with Zakar, and because it was just funny because his feat like more than negates Chris's feat if you pop them at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised he didn't pop it a little bit sooner than he did. But
What's her feat again?
Her feat is +3 strength, and they set everything on fire with their melee attack.
Yeah, that negates it pretty good.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. If you guys want to chat with us, you're more than welcome to. We can see the chat here in front of us, so we can answer any questions if you guys have any. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep going. We're going to talk, if you just tuned in, we're going to talk about a little bit about Mark III, some of our initial reactions, and then we're going to go into a contest we have at GenCon coming up.
So one more thing I want to say about Zakar before I forget.
Sure.
Is he has Enrage as a special action, right? +2 strength. And he also has Psychosurgery. So I'm not sure if he can do it, but it would be really interesting. I'm going to try my best to do it, is to create a list without Pain Givers, or without Beast Handlers. And maybe you could do something like 2 Sentries, Tiberian, and a Gladiator. And then that way you have 3 models that have armor 26 on feet turn, and then maybe 2 Agonizers. And then all Zakar would do is push the Sentries in the way of something, because they can stand in the way really good, especially when they're 1326 with like 30 boxes. And then you piss off Tiberian, and then Tiberian just goes and kills something. And you only need to piss off Tiberian each turn. You don't need to worry about the other guys because they'll just get in the way. That way you just enrage, Psychosurgery, and you're done.
Yeah.
Mortality. He has Mortality. I haven't actually cast that yet, but why does Skorne have Mortality? I don't know.
Yeah, so you could totally do it if the Gobber Chef still had his 7 leadership and not 3.
Yeah, there's also that.
Man, so, I got a chance to play 4 games now in Mark III, and, I played against Skorne a lot. I played against Legion versus Legion. I played Legion versus Skorne twice, then Legion versus Mercenaries, Pirates, and, well, it's just kind of just Mercenaries now. I mean, they still have the what do they call those guys with the pirate guys anyway, but yeah,
the Commodore cannon and everything.
Yes. It wasn't against Shay that I played against. It was
well, it doesn't need to be against Shay now.
It
can
no,
be like any pirate.
I'm sorry, it wasn't the pirate ones, because I played against Magnus 2. That's who it was.
Okay.
And that was pretty interesting, but I have to tell you guys, Lilith 3 is dumb.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
Like, I watched what you do to that one poor guy.
I apologize. I played against Jason on Tuesday. I apologize in advance. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm pretty sure this list is completely broken, and it was. It was insane.
Yeah.
And he actually, the only reason why he managed to survive my feet turn with Lilith 3 was because he sat on 6 focus, and he transferred all that damage. Or like took off the 5 damage.
Oh, because he's a Warcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took off the 5 damage.
He used all 6
focus
times.
Yeah.
How much did you leave him on?
2 boxes. And so basically what I did was I took Lilith 3 with 2 Bolt Throwers, 2 Ravagors, a unit of the Raptors with Anissa, and 2 Forsaken. I don't even think there's anything else in that list.
No,
and,
you don't need anything else in that list.
Oh, and a Protector. Protector sat behind. And
yes.
I've used the Hellmouse. I'll get to that here in a second too. So in regards to the actually, what's funny, the Hellmouth game is actually on YouTube. You can actually watch that. I played it a lot.
Those guys
you can
are
see
also
that.
really,
But I've
really
used it. I've
dumb.
used it in other
Holy
games too,
cow.
and I'll tell you some other stuff I use with those because they're pretty funny. So Lilith 3, right? So her feat now says when you hit a model with a range tag, instead of giving up their movement or action, they just become stationary. And like, so Magnus sitting behind a wall is 18.
And Lilith is an 8.
Yes, she's an 8. So standing still, she's a 10.
So
And then
you
she has access to snipe with the little bolt throwers. So what I did was he had Magnus with one of his little shield guard jacks.
Yeah.
So first thing I did was I took one of my bolt throwers and knocked his jack down with the bolt thrower and pushed it away. And then I just stood still, boosted a hit, shot his caster, and the first hit. I only needed 8s to hit.
And she just shoots 3 times automatically now.
Yeah,
right?
automatically. And
Nice.
boosted the damage on the other 2 hits. He transferred those. I shot him with a Ravagore, transferred that. Shot him with another bolt thrower, he transferred that. And then I started shooting him with a couple of the Raptors, and he ended up and transferred a couple of those. And like I said, he ended up on 2 health left. And I'm just like, she is serious. Like, all she needs is just to see you, and you're done.
Yeah.
You're just done. There's nothing you can do.
Wow.
So that's
What's her range with snipe on her?
16 inches.
And she's speed 9?
Speed 9.
She's speed 9?
Yes, with reposition 5. So
So that's what, 25 inch
Yeah.
threat range?
it's something stupid, dude. I'm telling you, she's
So-
going to be insanely broken.
Hang on a second. The limiting factor of your threat range are the Ravagores.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I just want to
They're
think
still
about that
range
for a second.
14 too, so you know.
Yeah, but they don't shoot as far as Lilith can shoot.
No, it's not level 2 where they get this sniper thing. So anyway,
That's so silly.
so yeah, really good, Legion players. Seriously. I know people have been talking about Lilith 3 being good. You have no idea. So anyway, there's that. So you take a bunch of heavy hitters and just keep praying their caster, like there's just nothing they can do. Hellmouth. So Hellmouth,
I'm just going to take these home with me.
yeah, I got them painted up. They're cool. Did a model review and everything too. They're fantastic. You need to get 2 units of these things.
You don't need to.
They're 12 points for both units up front. They start way up the field.
They actually start behind your deployment zone.
Yeah, right. So, and so anyway, after deployment zone's like halfway up the field. So no, they're really good. I played 1 game with Cryx with them. That was pretty good, and I played 2 games of Cryx with them, and one is online. The first game I played they did pretty good. I was still kind of getting the feel for them. I played them with Rias, my second game, and that was crazy good. Now they can't like hit and jump and things like that. I'm not talking about using that, but what they're so good at is just completely tying up your opponent until you can get in their face. And when you've got 2 units of swordsmen coming up behind those tentacles, with Rias and her feet turn, it's dumb. And then you have I take 2 rakes and Zuriel. So I did 2 Hellmouths, 2 units of swordsmen with their UA, 2 rakes, Zuriel, 2 Forsaken. I don't remember if I had a Shepherd in there. I don't think I did. And that was pretty much the list, I think. But it just hits so hard and so accurately. It's just dumb. And the swordsmen are just so good.
So one of the things we were talking about before this is maybe how each faction is going to turn out to be, first reactions.
Yeah.
And
so
what was your theory on Legion again?
Well, Legion, I feels like, is sort of becoming a distraction faction. It's kind of didn't mean for it to.
That sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, so it's a distraction faction, right? Because what happens is now we've got such great solos. Like every solo we have is amazing.
Warlord.
The Warlords are going to be
Warlord
stupid good.
dumb.
The Deathstalkers are great. Anissa Reveal, Fianna the Lash, the Grotesque Assassins. We've got just the Sorceress and Hellion. I mean, Forsaken. They're all great solos. They do what they're supposed to do. And
so basically what it is,
and the
if you
Hellmouths
don't mind me interrupting, is that you have these solos who are not trivial to kill. Like, they don't have victim stats. They have a little bit above victim stats or better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And if you ignore them, like the Warlord, he has reach, Weapon Master, Decapitation.
It's only range 1. It's better than the half inch.
Okay,
but it's 1 inch.
So mediocre reach,
yeah,
Decapitation, Weapon Master, and he's Mat 8 and Speed 7.
He's Speed 6.
Speed 6.
Yeah.
But if you let him get to your heavy, he is going to destroy half your heavy.
Yeah.
He has 2 attacks, doesn't he?
He has cleave and overtake.
Oh, okay. So
can
he
make
just
2
kills your
attacks,
2 most important solos.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, my bad.
And you can take 2, so...
He kills... Okay, so he kills your entire Colossal.
Yeah.
Is pretty much how this works. Okay. So you can't ignore him.
Yeah.
You can't ignore Fiona the Last Action Hero.
No.
Because she's just going to cause issues all over the place. But if you put too much effort into them, which is going to be really easy to do because they don't have victim stats, then the Angelius just comes up to you and murderizes
Yeah,
everything.
it goes... They're like, hey, Legion's like, pay attention to this over here, like, look at all these crazy souls that are going to kill you if they get to you. So you have to pay attention. It's like the Mage Hunter Assassins. You need to pay attention to them.
Yeah.
But if you don't, they're going to get you. But if you spend too much resources paying attention to them, you're going to get hit by all the heavies, all the other stuff that's coming up right behind, and the caster coming right behind.
Yeah.
And that's really what the Hellmouth does. It locks the armies up, and you can position them out in a certain way that you can almost reach across the table with 2
And you
units.
can always be in a zone with them.
Yeah, and with Impervious Flesh, I mean, even if they die, so what? You know, it's hard.
They're what, 8?
6 points. The mouth is so hard to kill. You understand? With armor 18 and 8 hitboxes, and
apparently he wasn't in that one game of yours.
Was it?
He wasn't in that one game of yours.
No. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes they can get one-shotted, but that's like so rare. It's ridiculous.
When they roll boxcars
on the top of turn 1. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate that. No. But like, it's just so good at like holding the enemy off until you can get your stuff to him, and that's what Legion does.
Yeah.
It's not like Cryx, where Cryx is more like just speed focused now. It feels like they're like get to you and hit you with whatever they have left, and whatever they have left is going to hurt you.
I'm going to be interested to see how Cryx pans out, because I've been a Cryx player for the longest time, and this is the year of Skorne. And Cryx, they lost a lot of AD in the important units, but they're still speed 7. So I'm wondering how they're going to change, because they can't not be bad. Because, I mean, Privateer Press spent 4 or 5 years working on this, right?
I think it was like 2 or 3 years. Not quite.
Oh, Mark 3 has been going for 4 or 5 years. Like Nemo 3 with his whole thing where Electro Leaps don't go to your own models. That was like a field test for the new Electro Leaps, for Mark 3 Electro Leaps. Like, they've been thinking about this for a long, long time. Yeah. I'm not sure how long it was ago Nemo 3
I thought they said they were only play testing Mark 3 though for the past 2 or 3 years. So.
Okay. So maybe 2-3 years, years we're talking about, not months.
Yeah.
And it's so they can't not be bad. They can't have just made a faction, entirely wrote it off, because that's not what Privateer Press would do. So they changed. We know that they changed. So the trick is going to be to figure out how they changed. Like Legion, it turned into there's these distraction elements in War Beasts, right? I really feel like Skorne, with things like the Agonizer and Zakar's feet, and having a lot of cheap, heavy, like the Gladiator's 14 points now.
Wow.
Gladiator doesn't need to be 14 points.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't change at all. Well, he went down 2 defense, but that's okay, because with the Agonizer, he picked up 2 armor. And he went
that's what
down.
He needed.
Exactly. He went down in points. So it feels like Skorne turned into a faction that can take the hit really well. Like, they used to be in the middle-ish, I feel like. They could, depending on their list, they could either alpha you or not. But now it seems like they're very solidly in the, I'm going to take the hit and make you regret that you actually came into me.
Yeah.
But it is going to be interesting to see how Cryx changed. And I bet you...
I know what's funny is both of us have kind of shelved our Cryx for the moment. We still own them.
I still want to play Cryx.
Yeah,
I just told myself at the beginning of the year it's Skorne, and then Mark III came out, and it's like, well, okay, thanks for making my decision really hard, Private.
I need to pick up Mobius. That's the first thing I need to do.
Yeah.
Because I have so many lists in mind, and so many of them use the blow thralls. Yeah, the blow thralls and the... Oh, gosh, it's going to be good. So, but Mobius is out. I can pick him up because I want to run a Venethrax list. I just want to try it out. I want to try a couple of the lists. Silly. Like, man... there's even a Gorshade 1 list I would really want to run.
Gorshade 1 is really dumb now, because he can do Lamentation. He traded his Mage Blight for Lamentation. That's an upkeep. And then his Shadow Pack is still not an upkeep. It never was an upkeep.
Yeah.
No, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was not.
No,
upkeep.
Yeah. So he kept that. So you can have Lamentation and Shadow Packed up at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like what you always wanted to do in Mark II
It
with
really
Mage
was,
Blight
wasn't it?
and Shadow
Yeah.
Pack. No, it's not even Shadow Pack. It's something else.
It was
It's Stealth and Ghost, or not Ghost Walk, Dark Shroud.
yeah, yeah.
Whatever that spell's called.
Stealth and Dark Shroud on everything.
But now he
that's
can do them
crazy.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And he has another really good spell too. Like I was looking at him and it's like, holy cow, no, Shade 2. Shade
Oh.
2 has an amazing spell list.
Did you notice that the Seethers now have to run and charge every time?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that until
I thought that
yesterday.
was pretty
I thought that was pretty funny.
I think they have to charge something or they have to run.
Or they have to run. Yeah.
Yeah, but if nothing's in range, then they can run. I think is what it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
The
It just says they have to run or charge every turn.
the
That's
Death
it.
Walker picked up Ghost for
Really?
Gorshade 1, the
Oh,
little
okay.
thing, picked up
Well,
Ghost.
that makes sense. She's
Yeah.
kind of like a ghost. Like mine's painted
Yeah.
like a ghost anyway.
Yeah. But Shade 2, I was looking at his. I want to look this up real quick if you want to
Okay.
say
that's
your
fine.
thing. I want to, because he has dumb spell lists.
Yeah. No. I mean, Cryx is like Cryx. I understand why Cryx players are a little bit upset about some of the things that they got changed. But on the flip side of that too, like everything. I think one thing that a lot of players who have been the saltiest, I guess you could say, haven't really taken into account is that the whole game changed. Like the top factions really aren't any. I don't think are anymore. Cryx and Legion are not the top best factions.
Well,
anymore,
okay.
I
The
don't
problem I had with that was that if you look at the results, it was never really the factions that determined top.
think. Is the casters.
It was the people who played them.
Yeah, and then that too. Yeah, I mean, when you've got guys playing 50 games a week and they all of a sudden they're placing in every tournament regardless of what they play.
Yeah,
I mean that's a
yeah.
big part of it too. But because I mean, Convergence did really well at GenCon last year.
Yeah, and that's because of that. What's his name? I forget his name. The guy that paints the near metallic metal on all his stuff.
What?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to GenCon last year, the Masters and the Iron Gauntlet with Convergence, and that was really cool. I mean that gives me so much hope for playing Convergence. You have no idea. And I really want to play the Prime Conflicts. By the way, that's gonna be awesome.
No, you can't use that.
Why? Why is it I can't use anything
You
that I
can't-
own? I
you
can't
can't
use my
use-
Hello Mouse. I
You
can't use the
your
Prime
Hellmouth,
Conflicts.
You can't use the Prime Conflicts. And whenever I play a game against you, I get 2 Zakars.
Oh, okay.
That's how it works.
He's FA2.
He's FA2, yes. So I get an extra 62 points.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
seems
and-
fair.
Yeah. No, it's totally okay. So Shade 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you read Abyssal Gate yet?
That's the one where you take out a warrior model and you replace it with a jack, right?
No, that's the Shade 1 Void Gate or what? Not
yeah.
Void Gate, something like that.
Yeah.
Abyssal, or it might be called Abyssal Gate. It's different now. It's on Shade 2.
Oh, okay.
Abyssal Gate is a PAL 12 range 8, right? So Arc Node. If you damage something, if you damage a non-warlock, you can place it within 3 inches of itself.
Wait, how's that go?
So when Abyssal Gate damages an enemy non-Warcaster, non-Warlock model, after the attack is resolved, you can place the enemy model anywhere completely within 3 inches of its current location.
Oh, really? Wow.
So you zap their heavy, you turn them around 3 inches backwards.
That's like a better
Yeah,
telekinesis.
he has curses. I don't think he had. No, he did have Curse of Shadows before. Yeah, he had Curse of Shadows. He kept Hex Blast. He picked up Mirage.
That gives a model
Apparition.
Apparition. Yeah.
Yeah, and he also has Occultation.
Oh, that's good.
And he has Tactician Bane and Arcane Consumption. I mean, this guy, he was like my second, third favorite Cryx caster before. Now he's like top. And they didn't change my Witch Coven. They made my Witch Coven more Witch Coven-y. So I'm really super happy about that.
You know, we also got the chance to see the resculpt for Iacos. Talking about Cryx. That was pretty cool. His helmet was a little bit different, but it looked better. He had these cool like slits in his eyes.
Oh, like
which
the
I think he still
Agathia
has,
slits?
Huh?
Like Agathia slits?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's got these slits in there, but it looks the design of it is so good. I mean, he looks like a boss. He
Nice.
really does. He still has the big harpoon thing, but it's like it looks bigger.
Was this just a resculpt of him? Or
No, this is the full caster version.
a full caster version?
Did you not see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. No, he looked pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
So
I really hope he gets like Field Marshal Drag or Field Marshal Jump. Field Marshal Jump is what I'm hoping for.
Oh, that'd be really
You're
funny.
Kraken. Bloop.
Well, Krakens can they jump? They can't be placed.
They might
though.
be able to on Dryakos.
They can't be placed. Come on.
Maybe.
But
You can hope.
Deathjack jumping? Yeah, I can see a jumping Deathjack.
Oh yeah.
Jumping Deathjack.
Oh my.
Jumping
goodness.
nightmares, Batman. So, Yeah, no, that's gonna be nuts. But yeah, so Iacos is really cool looking. I would look forward to
Yeah.
playing him. Oh, I was gonna say thing with the Hellmouth too. One of the things I did in one of the games I played was somebody was playing with the Aridus Sentinels. I said playing against a lot of Skorne on Lock and Load, but he had it just too far up, and he didn't realize he was within like 10, it's like 11 and a half inches of the Hellmouth, because where you can place it and where you can grab
Yeah.
to. And I grabbed his Sentinel and drug it to the Hellmouth, and then I charged
wow.
it with Zuriel and got him.
Ooh.
And it was so far out of his control range, like it was like just a
Wow.
free kill. It was amazing. So yeah, they're fantastic at like the gotcha game.
So that kind of brings me to something that I think is going to change for Mark III for a little bit. I think Mark III is going to be very much pendulum sort of thing. Like, I think, because we're starting to figure it out. Like, Privateer Press has played it for a while, right? We've played it for, what, a week now?
Mm-hmm.
Some of us played it for a week now.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be like, I think one thing is going to be super OP for 1 week, and then someone's going to figure out a counter. And another thing is going to be really super OP for another week, and then it's going to settle down maybe eventually.
Yeah.
I think the thing that's going to be very super broken in the beginning is going to be shooting, because you can measure exactly 10 inches away and then shoot them with your gun mage, or 14 inches away and shoot them with your gun mage. And now that you know how far things charge and run, if you know something only has 9.5 inches on you, you can sit at 9 3/4 or 9 7/8 and shoot them. And even if you don't get them, they have to run
There's
to
no
engage
reprisal.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they run to engage you, then it's like half the battle's over anyway.
Oh yeah, and speaking of running and engaging with guns, wasn't there some kind of change to Gunfighter?
Yes, I can't remember what it is. Jeremy knows all about it.
I thought Jeremy told me it was you could, if you were engaged on, you could still shoot out of melee, but I
No,
look
I
at the
think
rules.
that's
And
if you
that's
have
not it.
dual attack or something. You can
Yeah.
do that. There's some weird combination that maybe you can do that.
Yeah.
But what Gunfire lets you do is if you are engaged, you can shoot the thing engaging you.
Yeah.
So like before, where Gunfighter
it's
was
not
a
just
half inch.
Yeah, it's not just relegated to the half inch. That's right.
Yeah,
So.
which makes sense. I mean, it's not like your bullets stop at a half inch.
Another thing too, like at Locklow, we played a lot of team games.
Oh,
a
yes.
lot of team games.
Yes, those were
and
fun.
we not just like the 2 versus 2. We did like 3-on-3, 4-on-4.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It was a ton of fun. And man, we make some great combos.
Oh, we did this one. Were you part of the one with Legion?
Yeah, it was Legion and 2 Skorne. I did Lilith 2,
Lilith 2,
Xerxes 2, and Rasheth. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is you took 2 Ravagors, and then Jose
And 2
and
bolt
I
throwers.
and 2
Oh
bolt
no,
throwers.
no, 3 bolt throwers.
No, 2 bolt throwers.
Was it 2?
Yeah, it was
No,
only
6. 25
points.
Oh, maybe it was only
You
2.
took something like that. So
Maybe
you
I
took
cheated and took 3 out of
2
it.
Ravagors, Lilith 2 bolt throwers,
Mhm.
and then Jose and I combined took 2 Raiders, the Snipe Clopses, and 4 Aridus Sentinels. And we just played a shooting game. Like, Xerxes walked up, pop feet. Now, the 4 Aridus Sentinels and the 2 Cyclops Raiders all have signs of importance. And then Jose, he didn't actually do this because we didn't need to. He could have walked up and popped feet, and now everything has -2 armor. And then the shooting goes.
Well, what was it, like top of turn 2? We because one of the guys was playing Chromac and he was hiding behind a forest. And I'm like, either side doesn't care right
he
now.
was playing. We were playing against Thyron.
Oh, Thyron was a
Thyron.
shot. That's what it was. That's right.
We were playing against Thyron, Rask, and Durst.
That's right.
Durst gave us Thyron. The little frog guy gave us the most troubles.
Oh yeah.
Durst,
Rask, yeah.
Durst, we got on some janky assassination that shouldn't have happened. We spent so much time.
I just want to let you guys know Lilith is the one who killed both those casters.
No,
Thanks for the help.
She didn't kill Thyron.
My beast shot Thyron to death.
Yeah, after my Aridus Sentinel did like 17 points of damage. And
See, we can't be
boxes.
teams anymore.
Whatever. Anyway, this whole assassination gimmick in order to get Durst was so silly because we were putting so much effort into trying to free up the Gobbers so that Rasheth could arc through them to get Blood Mark or something on Durst.
That's right. Yeah.
And we were thinking the entire time, it doesn't have to be a Skorne model; it can be a friendly model, and so let's free up the Gobbers.
Yeah.
So we were like shooting things in the back, trying to
and we
kill
couldn't
our own
do
dudes.
it. Yeah, we just
And then we
do it.
realized we have a shepherd.
that was just sitting by himself. Yeah, just doing nothing.
And you can arc through a shepherd. And so the shepherd just ran, and
yeah,
we wasted like 3 units activations trying to kill this one Carax.
Well, one of the things, if you guys
No, Flame Guard.
if you guys are playing teams, they did make a change to team games. Now you actually have to alternate players. So basically, like I would activate all my stuff, then the opponent across me would activate all their things, then Tom would activate his models, and then the guy across from him would activate, and then you circle through like that. More, it's not where, okay, we're going to go to at the same time, you know, but make sure one thing activates. You know, it's not like that anymore. So team games have changed too.
Yeah.
So that would make games really interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would change it.
Yeah.
It would change it a lot.
Well, yeah, because
it's going to be interesting to see how it affects.
Because a lot of times you do like, activate this unit, then you activate your solo, then I activate my caster, then you
Yeah.
activate your beast, and then you activate your caster. You know, and you can't do that anymore. It's got to be like you have to plan out your turns a little better than that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We'll see.
yeah, Legion doesn't like to do a lot of team stuff because they don't have very much friendly stuff. It's all friendly faction stuff, and you know, rightfully so. It's Legion, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you don't
Legion
have it in
don't care.
Thonk, we don't care about you.
So for the shooting, I think there are gonna be two ways to maybe counter the shooting lists that are coming out. One of which is to bring more guns than the other guy does. So the reason I sort of learned this whole shooting thing is I played Philippe. This is who I played against. I was playing Makeda 3, and I had a Gladiator, a Bronzeback, Makeda 3, and like something else, Mullet Karn, I think. And he had a full unit of Kador Rifle Corps, Joe, a field gun, a Demolisher, I think. He's the one that has the chainsaw, and then like the 2-shot other gun, and the Behemoth. And one round, his Winter Guard with the 3 RPGs essentially went and like all but 2-boxed my Gladiator.
Wow.
And then the Field Guard just like Field Gun looked at it, and it just fell over. And then the second round, like my Bronzeback just went away. And then the third round, a Field Gun actually got a bead on Makeda and knocked her down, and then she was just toast. There was nothing I could do. And so it was, you need something in order to start shooting back, or else they're just going to shoot you to pieces. Or you need something fast to like go up and engage them.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking for Skorne, because I'm really only thinking Skorne right now, is Gladiators are really silly. Not Gladiators, Cannoneers are really silly. 16-inch range. They're speed 4, so
yeah,
20
they can
inch.
run around. They can one-shot Hellmouths.
They can one-shot Hellmouths. So they have a 20-inch range. They also have
On top of turn
AoE 4.
1. Yeah.
They have AoE 4, so like those Winter Guard, like you don't even have to hit them. You just blow up like 5 of them, and then when they lose half their CRA, they're toast.
Yeah, well, you know, Ravagors are the AoE 4 now, too.
Ravagors are AoE 4?
And they stay in play as Gaither templates, yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you just can't set things on fire anymore with them.
Okay. So either you bring guns to counter guns, or you bring something really, really stupid fast to get into gun hair, so that way guns can't shoot you. So like something like Ferox, I think their name is. They're going to be really good because they're speed 8. They're speed 8. They have reposition 3. They have jump, and Skorne has quicken. So that way they can run 20 inches and then engage 2, right? And they also have dash, and that gives them immunity to free strikes. So they can like really get up the field really super quickly and engage gun lines, and they're not easy to remove. Like if I did this to some guy and I just ran all my Ferox into his gun line, into his guns, and then dealt with the other half of his army, and my Ferox didn't really do anything, but they sat there and they threatened free strikes the entire time, which is all I needed to do. And then it kind of removed his shooting threat, and it made it more equal. Because if you don't bring something that can do that, then especially in this edition where they can measure out, okay, I know Mullet Karn's threat range is 12 inches or whatever, so I'm going to sit at 12 and a half and just shoot Mullet Karn. Ha ha ha. You need to bring something that can shoot back, or something that can get up in there.
You know what's interesting about that is Prime Absolonia, she has a spell that gives all her beasts unnatural aggression. So if you hit them, they make full advances towards you. So they're like, keep shooting.
See, that would be
doing it,
nice
buddy.
to have had in that game, but he just, whenever he shot something, he killed that beast.
Yeah.
So the beast would probably knowing my luck, he'd probably walk out of my control area and then die, and then, well, okay, now I don't have any more fury. Well, I get 1 for him because he died.
Yeah. So someone posted, they said in the past, countering guns was done through jacking up defense. is the potential of a gun line, or it says, is it the potential of gun lines a herald to return defense spamless?
It might be.
But it seems like they've lowered defense. Like it seems like what it seems like what they've raised is armor. Like you either have a ton of hitting power. This is what it seems like to me. You either have a ton of hitting power and speed where you can run into your opponent and hit them as hard as you can, and then wait out the retaliation, or you've got a ton of armor so you can soak that hit and then retaliate.
Yeah, but they also buffed up the speed or the defense. Like there are defense 16 trolls now.
Really?
For instance. Yeah, it's shoot, how'd this go? Champions have defensive line, so they're 12 base to base 14, and then one of the troll warlocks has shorefoot, which gives them +2 defense.
Wow.
So there's defense 16 trolls out there.
By the way, I'm sorry. There's something going on out here in the neighborhood, so you might hear ambulances and fire trucks going by. So I don't know what's going on, but
it's all the salt players coming after us because we have optimistic opinions of Mark III.
Yeah. So if you guys hear that, that's just what's going on.
But I think what's going to make it interesting with gun lists is that it seems like certain models got higher defense, like the really assassination-y, really stealthy guys. I think kept their defense. But it seems like almost all the really hardcore shooting lists have combined. Like the Khador Winter Corps, whatever, Rifle Corps, they picked up combined. So that's how they were able to one round my Gladiators. They just put a PAL 20 into it, and then their RPGs now have just plain old brutal damage. And so they shot it with 3 boosted PAL 12s, and then the field gun shot and picked it off.
Dang.
And then it seems like at least Skorne and Khador, I'm not sure if the other ones, they got a little, Menoth, they got a little solo that also gives like veteran leader or boosted or something like that to a guy. And so I have a feeling that if you do defense skew against a gun line, you're still going to want to have something fast. Or if you don't want to take just 1 or 2 really high defense guys, because if you do that, then that whole unit of Rifle Corps are just going to do a 10-man combine and be Rat 15, and then kind of negates your defense. And then also if it's Khador, they probably have Joe give them boosted because maybe they're insecure about their Rat 15 hitting, so they want boosted Rat 15s.
Yeah, one other thing too that's kind of fun in Mark III is looking for veteran leaders, because a lot of veteran leaders will actually boost Warcasters now, like certain Warcasters. The Warmonger Warchief, for example, works for Thagrosh, both versions of Thagrosh, because he's a blighted Ogryn. So he gets the it's not Flesh Eater. It's something like when he kills a model, he can it says you can stop berserking and you heal D3 points. It's like, I don't know. I forget what it's called.
So this is leadership, not veteran leader, because veteran leader is a +1 to hit.
Yes. Well, the war chief has both. He does both for blighted Ogryn.
Wow.
So it's like Blood Drinker, I think is what it is. So like if Dagrosh kills something, he can just heal D3 points for every living model he kills, and then on top of that, he gets the +1 to hit on his spells, his attacks, and his ranged attacks. So he's effectively a magic 8 technically, and Mat 7 or 8, I think.
That's silly.
And Rat 6, I think. So
that's silly.
He basically turned into Rias, so with one of those guys behind him. So it's pretty nice.
Good thing he can't jump. Oh wait,
he flies.
He has mutagenesis.
Yeah,
He
does. E can just fly. So.
Oh yeah, this is true. Oh man.
Oh, and so we mentioned Convergence earlier. So the battle engine got better in Convergence. It got, for those of you who haven't played against it yet. Oh my god. Okay, so let me put this straight, just so you guys know. When I first started playing the battle engine for Convergence, I made a really huge mistake. And the mistake that I made is that I thought that you could just target whatever you wanted to with the sprays. I didn't think you had to target. Then someone read me the cards, like, no, you can only target a model within 2 inches of that model.
Pesky when people read you the cards.
Now, yeah, I know. Why do I gotta read cards? I ain't got time to be reading. No, but so he would spray like, you'd have to concentrate your sprays.
Yeah.
Because I found out what happened was when you could spray anything you want to, it just broke the game.
Yeah.
So now it can just spray where it wants to, and it got +1 rat, +1 damage to POW to its blast, and it got 2 extra hitboxes. So like it's actually better, and it's still the same point cost.
Well, it seems like all the battle engines got better because the Wraith engine's pretty good. I mean, you just spawn out machine wraiths wherever. It's always incorporeal, and it has an extra attack because it has cleave. And I'm not sure if it did anything else. It probably went up on boxes too. And then the Siege Animatrix, like, Now it's just straight power 18 no matter what you do. It gets like what, D3 plus 1 spiker shots, whatever it has. And you can whip it with your beast handlers to give it tokens, which then increases its speed. So it can be speed 7.
Wow.
It can make trample attacks, and then it can use those tokens to boost, I believe. No, to buy attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. I'll look it up.
The other thing, it
can
can't
either...
boost her range attacks. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's like, because what used to happen is like you'd get +1 strength or whatnot, so that when you start boosting stuff, you know, your strength goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just constant strength. At least I believe that's how it was. I could just be talking on my butt. I really like the way it is now.
Do you
because it increases
do you
speed.
own a Siege Animatrix?
No.
Not yet. Jose's got 2.
No. I heard that like I looked at the errata for it and I was like, oh my god, this thing's amazing. And then I couldn't make it out to a game store because I knew there was one of the game stores around town who was just trying to get rid of theirs, and so they had it like down to $25.
They're giving it away to people, and they're like, "Nah."
I
no, thanks.
wanted to go get it, but then as soon as that errata came out, I couldn't get out for like a couple weeks in order to go buy it, and then they didn't have it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. The throne got a little bit better too. It got +1 strength.
It can make a magic attack now if it has a corpse.
Well,
Right?
it had Battle Wizard before, so if it kills something, it could do it. But so it still technically has to kill something, get the corpse, and then use it to cast spell.
Okay,
so
fair
it's a little different. But it now can get corpses from undead models.
Hang on a second. Do you get a corpse only from a melee attack, or if something just dies within 2 inches of you? Do you get a corpse?
No, it has to kill the thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not just.
So what you could do then is you could kill 3 things. Make a magic attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next turn, make a magic attack. Spend a corpse, make another magic attack.
I'd have to see how. Yeah, I guess you probably could because you only have to just spend the corpse to do it, right? So
I think so.
Yeah, I think that right. I think that's actually
That's
right.
pretty cool.
So there was that. It went up in 1 in power on its attacks. It went up 1 in armor, which is kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little more survivable, and it already has like 24 hitboxes. It has
The
a ton of
meat
hitboxes.
thresher got a huge buff. It got
And it's available to everybody now.
and it's available to everyone.
So Legion, you can take the meat thresher now. I don't know how or
Circle
what list you
can
put it
too.
in, but you can.
Yeah.
I may get one. I gotta find a list to put it in. That's my.
It got double its melee range. That's huge. Double.
You're making it
melee
sound
range.
like it went to like 12 inches. It's an inch, man.
Okay, well, when it has a thresher, that's a lot of inches.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it still has bulldoze.
The Sacravolt didn't change, did it?
No. Actually, Sacrament, I don't think it changed at all. So
Good.
Yeah, I didn't need to.
Yeah,
It's fine the way it is.
Yeah.
Just leave it the way it is.
The Cryx player in me actually wanted to see it get nerfed a hard time. Like maybe go down to armor 10. I mean, all you gotta do is kill one Gatorman on top. Then
Well, I played against Austin. It was defense 9, and he couldn't even shoot it. I was like,
really?
he missed like 3 attacks on the thing. I was like, a defense 9 sneaks up on you, man.
Oh man, I played this one game against Jeremy with his. Jeremy's really good at coming up with really super crazy lists.
He is
like
really good at
he has this one list where it's just everything has vengeance. So if you're just the most unfortunate person in the world and you kill a model, he gets to essentially activate twice because everything has vengeance. So all his dudes will like vengeance up and hit you.
That's dumb.
Like,
he needs to play that on the
solos,
show.
He
That's
really
crazy.
does. His solos will come up and
you guys
get
have
you.
no idea.
Oh man, it's so silly. And then he has this other list that I had the misfortune of playing against. He has a whole bunch of control pieces. So I think Gorgons are the one that give you -2 speed if they shoot you. And then they have force grip, so if you're in melee range with them, you can't move.
Yeah.
And then he had
He killed us
Moros, which gives out paralyze. And then he had another Jack that I think just knocks you down. I think that's like the most generic one, just knocks you down. And then he had the Vire guys that look like they're playing lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what those are called. But then he had some of those. And he was playing them, I want to say, with Helena. Is she the... Yeah, she's the one with Rhythm of War, right?
She's
the
new
one.
caster, yeah.
Yeah. So what he'd do up... Oh, and he played him with Alara, too, so they had refuge, like battle group-wide refuge.
Dang.
So I was playing with my 4 Titans in Zakar, and he would come up. He would shoot my 4 Titans. Each one would either be knocked down, paralyzed, -2 speed, or some combination thereof, and then he'd walk away. And I had to spend so much fury getting my guys to stand up, rushing, and like all that stuff, just so I could move up another 4 inches.
Oh,
and then he'd just shoot me all again, and it would be the same thing over.
Wow.
The only two things that gave me a fighting chance in that game was one, psychosurgery, so I could repair damage, and two, in the middle of the field there's a trench. So as soon as I got all 4 Titans in the trench,
They're like, man, this sucks. We're getting hit.
it was hysterical.
That's funny.
4 Titans in the trench.
I've had some pretty good. You know, I played Kryssa the few games I've played her. She's pretty good. I think she's interesting though. I don't think she's going to be one of our stronger casters by any stretch of the imagination though. Her damage output is amazing when she gets there. Having sort of the Ashen Veil that you can put onto a unit helps them survive.
Menos is the faction of Ashen Veil now.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Do those guys have Ashen Veil everywhere?
And I think that if she, you know, the problem is Kryssa wants to get into combat, and I'll talk more about this when we get into the faction focuses. But she really wants to get into combat, but she can't survive once she gets there. That's the problem. And I mean, even in the game I played online, like she was hurting, like trying to get her shenanigans, because even she's only speed 5, which is interesting, but she has the thing where she can spend the fury to gain move 2 inches.
Oh, okay.
Up to 3 times, so she can move up to 6 extra inches, and she's got reach. You know, pretty good. 2 inches.
Why does she want to get into combat? Does she have like Blood Boon or something like that?
Well, she's a mat 7. You know, on feet turn, she's like POW 15 or 16, I think, on her attack.
Okay.
So she can get the job done if she gets there.
On.
But the problem is, if she doesn't kill what she's going after, she's a dead.
She'll just get.
Yeah, she's only defense 14. She's armor 16.
Okay.
So she's not great defensive stats.
Yeah, no.
No. She does like dodge though, because if you shoot her and you miss her, then she can move 2 inches.
Oh, she has dodge?
No, you will. If you take Zuriel, you can put dodge on her.
Does he actually have just like plain old dodge?
It's his animus.
What?
So, yeah, that came into play a few times in our game that we played.
No,
so.
that's not fair.
Yeah, that was cool. Fiona just has dodge built in too, which is really funny.
Does she have parry?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really funny because they were shooting in that game. He had slingers and he kept trying to hit Fiona, and she kept moving 2 inches. And I'd engage his other slingers, and I told him, I was like, I'm taking hostages, you know, take a shot, man, because he kept trying to throw. It was funny as one time he threw it, he missed her, killed his own guy, and so she didn't have anybody around her, but she sidestepped, or she dodged over, and she went behind a wall, and he couldn't see her like an obstruction. So.
That's silly.
That was great.
Oh, these guys get dodge with Raheem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's silly. What's
their base defense?
13.
13, that's not bad.
They are 13-17s.
Oh, that's good. Great.
Well, when they're engaged, or they have Defender's Ward on them, where they are 15-19s with dodge.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah, I still need to play with Bane Witch Agathea. I gotta put that spell she has on Death Jack for the +2 armor and
and what ignore a cripple system.
No, this is the one where if he gets hit, he moves 3 inches the next turn.
Oh,
and I think it makes an attack too. It's like Vengeance kind of.
Yeah.
That's
I know which one you're talking about.
Either like Death Jack or Nightmare would be really fun.
And then her feat is what? Everyone gets stealth. Everyone's ghostly. Everyone vanishes.
Yeah.
And then what's the last thing? Because she does something else too.
No, I think that's it.
That's it?
I think that's it.
Okay, that's still pretty good, because then you can have like your 5 jacks, and one hits a heavy and then vanishes out of the way, and you have another one and vanish. I like
Colossal is good. Colossal takedown. So.
Yeah.
But, and Dark Shroud? Does it give him Dark Shroud? No.
It might. I mean, I can just start looking up things here.
Okay.
I mean, we have all the cards.
Yeah.
For real now. We totally didn't have them beforehand.
Yeah. So, one of the things too, like, I know people have been getting really down on the forums and stuff. And, by the way, if you guys need a really good laugh, Jose has started a new page on Facebook. It's called, I think Brett may have mentioned this last night. It's called the Agonizer Torture page. And if you go to it, it's basically Jose got his hands on one of the stuffed Agonizers.
We were having a lot of fun with that.
And he's finding different ways to put it in different torture positions and like...
it's pretty funny.
And take pictures of it and put it online. And one of the funniest ones he did was where he was sitting in front of a laptop and he was looking at the Skorne forums.
Oh, he actually did that one?
This is the worst torture of all. It was
the
so
Agonizer reading Skorne forums.
He's like... It's so funny. Oh my gosh. And he told me about some of his other stuff that he wants to do to it. I was like, dude, first of all, you're way too good at this. Like, what is your deal, man? Jose, like, I think he's messed up, man. He's like telling me what to do, and I was like... Jose, I don't even know how you know how to do that or why that is a thing, that type of stuff. Yeah. So he's a little twisted.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of good pictures because I'm not sure if they've heard this from Brett or any other guys, but when we're coming back from Seattle, to get into Indy, we had to go through Denver. And so as we were landing in Denver, our plane did one of these and then landed. And I think we were the last ones that landed that day, because then they like shut down almost everything, canceled all the flights. And so our flight was supposed to take off again for Indy at 7, but then it got canceled and we were on the 5 a.m. plane the next day. And so we were just having fun kind of putting the Agonizer. Like we had him in a we met TJ again at the airport, and he had 3 Agonizers on him. So we had Agonizers like crushed by suitcases because we had 4 of them now. We had fun.
It's silly. I want to get one for the show too, because Nibbles needs he gets lonely. So
What's his name gonna be?
Pinchy.
Pinchy?
Pinchy the Agonizer.
Yes.
So yes, there's that. Agonizer torture page. If you haven't seen it on Facebook, go. I'm telling you, you will die laughing.
It's hysterical.
I was sitting in the airport looking at his pictures, and I'm cracking up laughing.
It makes me wish I had Facebook.
I know people around me are looking like, "What the heck is he laughing at?" I was almost falling in my chair. It was great. So anyway, there was that. So the last thing I kind of want to get to is we were talking about GenCon. So GenCon we got coming up, and we got a really cool thing planned. So obviously when we were at Lock and Load, we got a chance to play against one of the fans of the show.
Yes.
I thought that went really good, and I kind of want to continue that tradition into GenCon. So how are we going to pull this off? Well, we're going to do like a little contest thing, because if those of you who were around when we first started, we did a contest the first year we were around where people would fill out a form online, and then we would randomly select one person, and they got to like choose who they played and what point total, and
Pick your poison.
and the person basically came on the show on the Sunday night of GenCon. So we're kind of looking at doing something very similar. Now, if for example, you can only make it out, let's say Saturday night, and you're not going to be in town Sunday, we might be able to work something out. So don't think that it's just going to be Sunday only. But right now, the way we're trying to schedule it is the Sunday of GenCon. If you're going to be here for GenCon, you want to play against us on the show, we're going to open it up to people to you guys. So if you want to come and play, basically what I'm going to need you to do is you're going to go to, you're going to email me at vegron4@gmail.com. Vegron.
Well, you have the Facebook thing too, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. We're going to do Facebook. Forget my email.
Yeah.
I'm not going to post it here. Don't do it. So go to our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook if you haven't liked us. First of all, I'll start there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
So go to Facebook, Counterslam, and go there and basically send us a personal message with your name, your email address, and your phone number. Let us know what faction you're going to play, what caster you want to play, and which host you want to play against. That's a lot of information, I know. But how about this?
Well, you can put it in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also want you can let us know who you want to play against, what point level you want to play against. So there's that. Yeah. So just go.
And then they need to submit something too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we also want you to submit something to us too, something we can showcase off on the show. So it can either be your favorite painted model, for example, or it can be what else did we say?
We were thinking either a picture of one of the Agonizers in a really funny position.
Oh yeah.
Like
So if you go to the
Jose's doing.
Agonizer torture page and you want to post a picture like that, send it to
come
us.
up with your own,
Yeah.
or something with the shredder too.
Oh yeah,
because
or the
shredders can get on it. I mean,
I put
equal
shred down. I'm
opportunity.
like, what was that? Okay.
Equal opportunity,
Yeah.
Or what was the last one?
Create a meme.
Yes.
Now
yes,
in season 2,
machine,
in season 2, we did a thing where you had to we did a meme of the week instead of a model of the week, where people would put down, they'd be like, the caption always had to read, and I pop feet. So like you'd see, like I was telling him, there was one where someone was like leaning over this tank of water, and this giant like whale was coming up to bite their head or whatever, and it just says, and I pop feet. It was pretty funny. So something like that, because there's a lot of really funny pictures where someone's like falling down a flight of stairs and I pop feet, just something like that would be really funny. So and we'll post everything you guys submit on the Facebook page too, so people can kind of see our fans kind of
and then the favorite one
joining in on the fun.
Our favorite one would be the guy who then plays against us.
Yes.
So that's how you win. Just you don't spam Eric, you come up with something really cool.
Yeah. So you got a great painted model, that could be what wins you. You go to a really funny meme, that could be what wins you in. Do something really funny with an Agonizer or a Shredder, that could be what gets you in. So get creative. And then, like I said, if you're going to be here at Gen Con, try to plan on Sunday. If Sunday isn't going to work for you, let us. We'll get in contact with you and we'll make it.
Yeah,
sure
we'll
that
make
it works.
that part work.
And so we'll either be playing like on Saturday night or Sunday afternoon. I know a lot of people have to catch flights out on Sunday, so that may not necessarily work. So
I mean, Gen Con goes 24 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna be flexible. So because we stay up pretty late anyway, so we'll make something work.
Let's sleep.
Yeah. During Gen Con, who cares about sleep?
Exactly.
So so we want to play. We want to bring you guys in. We want to play against you. We know it's a lot of fun. We had a great time. I know in past seasons when we did that. We want to do it again. So and the Gen Con episode is always our last episode of the season. So technically, season 5 is still ongoing theoretically because game 14 was the one at Lock and Load. So we've done quite a few games this season. I still want to try and get another game or two in if we can before Gen Con.
I'll play you.
I already did that one.
What?
I could play Baywatch Agathea maybe against you or something.
That'd be interesting. I mean, apparently Skorne is just such a bad faction and it's in such a bad spot. And there's no reason you would ever touch your Skorne models because Defense 13, Armor 26 Titans are just so bad.
Yeah. I don't want to play that.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd make you play against Brett. You play against Brett all the time.
Yeah. Not much anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Have you played against his new caster yet?
I have not played against. What's your name? Tanith? I have not played against Tanith.
Tanith's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Brett loves her to death.
Well, yeah, she's dumb. There are 2 things that Circle should never have gotten. 3 things actually: Shadowbind, Scything Touch,
and Admonition.
Or Admonition.
Yeah.
And they got all 3 in the same caster.
Ugh.
What's going on?
Yeah, I can't believe they got to keep Primal too. That's so bad.
Yeah.
And they got it on 2 beasts now. It's just 1. It's horrible.
Yeah, but we got Snipe on 2 beasts now too. That's gonna be really fun on casters like Mordekar, where he has his like evil eye thing. That's the AOE. Mordekar, if you haven't like looked at him, he actually has a really good gun. I don't think it's changed. If it has changed, and I'm also speaking out my butt, but I think originally it was range 10 AOE 3 POW 13 with like Ghost Shot or something crazy, and now that Snipe cost 1, it could be range 14 AOE 3 POW 13. That's not so bad for a caster.
Yeah, no, not at all.
That's pretty good.
So anyway, yeah, we want to let you guys know about all that stuff. We could go on forever. It was all kinds of stuff we want to talk about. But
the Dakar, the Skorne Dakar.
Yeah. So, wait, what's that?
That is the Skorne Artillery, like Gunny Sergeant, where he can either give Skorne Artillery Desperate Pace, which I think is hysterical, or rerolls. He also has Veteran Leader. And what I'm going to use him for is he is a Rat 7 Weapon Master, PAL 12 Burst Fire, 12-inch range gun.
Oh yeah, well we think we can give our Hellmouth Tactical Supremacy.
Okay, you win there. Fair enough.
I care not about your silly guns. Okay,
carry on, sir.
They're actually checking on that to see how that works because some people think that the mouth can move because of that, and some people don't. I don't think they're gonna.
They're definitely gonna come out with an errata here pretty soon for all the things we find.
Yeah.
Like the Void Spirit right now, whenever a Void Spirit kills something, it moves 8 inches. So like Mordekar giving a Void Spirit killing spree. It kills something, gets placed within 8 inches, kills something, gets placed within... Oh, never mind. It has killing spree. Kills something, moves an inch, gets placed within 8 inches. Kills something, moves an inch, gets...
Yeah, I think they had already said that they had already technically errated that. Like, you're not allowed to do that. So
yeah, but they're definitely going to come out with a list here pretty soon.
Yeah, so... Well, we'll keep you guys posted as we learn all that stuff, too. So, but anyway, we just want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know we've been out here chatting and stuff in a little chat-isode. But we wanted, Tom wanted to come on and chat about some of this stuff, too. We didn't get a chance to talk about
Well,
things.
I really wanted to thank the people I played against at Lock-in Mode because it really was fun. It was... Normally when I go to conventions, it's all about, I got to play in a tournament, I got to win, because, that's just how I am. But this time around, I got knocked out real early in Masters, and I was only in the one tournament. And then after that on Saturday, like all day Saturday and then Sunday, I just played against these really, really cool guys. Yeah. And so it was something cool. If you mingle with people, apparently you meet really interesting guys.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
So I enjoyed that.
It was a lot of fun.
I want to thank the guys I played against because it was super fun.
Yeah, and even going out and hanging out afterwards and stuff was awesome too.
Yeah.
So got some really good conversations going. So.
Yeah, I like that.
So, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. And, I assume our next thing we're probably going to do, we're probably try and get to the faction focuses and some more model reviews so you guys get a chance to see those. People have been asking about the faction focuses.
Maybe a Mark III game?
Yeah,
Another one?
we can try and sneak one more Mark III
Yeah.
game in there, hopefully before GenCon. So
Oh yeah, that's coming up here pretty soon.
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
only got like I guess it's a little over a month. Yeah, we got like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah,
we'll be
something
okay.
like that.
6 or 7 weeks.
I don't know.
We can
Gen Con's gonna be a big weekend for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be busy. So
Yeah. I'll tell you guys after.
yeah. So
We'll
thanks
see
for
how
tuning
it
guys,
goes.
and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Counter Slam.